Okay, going smooth.
Okay, so he tells me it's smooth. Now on the pigtail, how far are we going to go up with the catheter or the wire? Yeah, just to the descending aorta. So you could ask the doc, are we stopping at the descending? And he'll say yes. So come with me. And there we are. And so now you can say pinning. And to pin it, you have to straighten out the catheter. If you don't straighten the catheter out, when I advance, the wire is going to keep going. So you've got to straighten the catheter out to pin it. So now let's just watch this. I'll just prove it to you. Oops, sorry. Katie, can we reset that little monitor? We're going to pin it without straightening it. We're going to see what happens to that wire. All this slack.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see where our wire is, guys. See our wire right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I don't
Going.
straighten it, look what happened to my wire. So let's do that again. So there's my wire.
So straightened.
Now, yeah, pinned. Okay, now I'm going, and I go right around without you, and you can have the wire. And you can say pulling the wire if you want.
Pulling the wire.
And if they say, well, you don't have to tell me everything, you say, okay. But it's not a bad thing. I'm pinned it, I'm pulling it. Then they know your head's in the game. So this is dripping blood, so I should connect that to a manifold. Suck and flush. The monitor person is going to be ready for an aortic pressure. They have all their screens set up. And I say, you're ready for aorta? And you'll say, yeah. And the doc say, hey, did you guys balance this before I came? If we say yeah, then he may not balance here. But they typically will turn off to the patient, open to air, and now I get a 0. Can we go with special function 90? I think that's 0. Okay, so that's 0. We gave it 0, and that's what made that happen when we opened it to air. And then we say, can we balance? The monitor tech says balance, and as soon as they do, we go back on pressure. Can we go special function 91? As soon as we go back opening this up, it'll get that. And then they'll say record that. You guys will tell us recorded. Got it. Then we'll go on into the LV, and we're going to watch out for LV arrhythmias. Can you pan to see my fist? I'll release for it, or I guess you need to do that.
You want me to do it or Cody?
You're panning today. Cody's doing the catheters. Everybody's getting involved.
I'm flopping wire.
There we go.
all over the place.
Very good. So now what angle do we want to do an LV gram in?
LA. Left.
That's one choice. We could do an LAO 45. We could. That would show us the lateral walls and the septum. But if I want a standard angiogram for an LV is an RAO 30.
Okay.
That's when it looks like a boot, shows us the anterior wall and the inferior wall. So let's go RAO 30. So you always go RAO 30 for an LV gram unless they tell you otherwise. Okay. And let's make sure we're centered on the heart again. I'll step on the floor for you. Looks like we are pretty good, huh? Okay. So now we will, let's go special function, what is it, 92 that gets us an LV? Okay, so then we would tell the person in the back, we don't need to give air again because we just did air, so we'll say, can you grab some LV for me? Yep, and then they might say, give me some of that at 20 scale, so then you zoom your scale in, so you're really looking at the EDP. Some techs will tell the doc, here's what your EDP is right now. That's something they want to know before we give them more contrast, and this guy in kind of failure. What's this guy's EDP?
Like 10?
Yeah, it's about 10. You know, on the right before the LV takes off for isometric retraction. So it's about 10. So is that okay?
Yeah.
That's normal, yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead with this LV gram, and we'll connect up, and the doc will tell them what the profile is. We connect to it. We do our injection. When we're all done with that, we reconnect, suck and flush, and then we look this on here again, and I think is the pullback is at 93. Is that what that is, Tanya? LVAO. So then we'll say we want to do a pullback, so go ahead and get ready for pullback, and back there you have to tell it pullback LVAO, and then the doc will pull it back like that, and there we get that on the screen, and you'll tell us back there, got it. Once you got it, the doc disconnects this. Some docs like to pull these pigs over wire, because these pigs might be scraped down, but I'm not that kind of doc. I just pull my wires right out. I pull my catheters right out with not over the wire. Okay, so then if we saw, oh, this guy had a bad, mid-LAD lesion, now we're going to move to intervention. So then we crack open If it was an LAD, we want an L4 guide, and we would want all the goodies that go with PCI, that little inflation device, and a wire insertion tool, and a TUI Bourse, and all of that goodies. Then we'd be wanting a stent and a PCI wire, and we'd move into that immediately. If you're scrubbing in with the docs on this, and you're doing this part of it, at that point, they'll probably trade places with you, and let the tech take over the intervention, and you can just kind of back them up and help things out. But you guys can always do the prepping and draping, and the sheath insertion, and the first catheters, and getting the first shots. Even if it's a PCI, they'll help let you get the guide set up. But when it goes to PCI, you want to. We'll practice more of that later, but they will have different levels of trust with you based on how you're doing with them. But some of you guys they'll be letting you do PCIs if they put it all in place, and you'll say, hey, can I help deploy that stent when it's time? They'll say, okay, and then you guys can do that, and that kind of you got a piece of the action. You got the most important part. But so the diagnostic is your main goal, and bilaterals, but PCIs you'll kind of get into it